Hello everyone and welcome back to my little book nook. I'm Mila and today I'm going to be doing a little book unhaul. Every once in a while I go through my bookshelves and pick a few books that I no longer feel any interest in reading and I feel are only just taking up more space in my bookshelves that I don't really have. And I'm going to talk about every book that I'm going to be unhauling and exactly why I'm going to unhaul it. My cat Frodo is sitting right here. Hi Goose. So he's joining us today. So I have a few different reasons for why I'm unhauling these books. And I'm gonna just explain every reason why I'm actually unhauling them. So to start off with book 1 that I'm unhauling, which is The Fault in Our Stars. And I'm unhauling this because I bought this on Marketplace when I was just starting to collect books and I just wanted to grow my bookshelves very quickly, and I was like, I might read this, but I know the story, so I'm not gonna read it. You know what I mean? I've seen the movie and the book might be better, it might not be better. I'm not really inclined to find out. So I'm gonna take this away as a placeholder and I'm going to put it in a little free little library because maybe someone would want to read this. I'm just not one of them. So I'm gonna get rid of it. So the next book I'm going to get rid of is part of a series. It's book 4 in a series, and that is The Shadow Rising, which is book 4 in the Wheel of Times. I have not read any of the Wheel of Time books. I want to read the Wheel of Time books, but it's a lot. Like, they're pretty big. So I might take a while before I commit to reading the Wheel of Time books. But the reason I'm going to get rid of book 4 is because I have book 1 through 4, and book 1, 2, and 3 are in much prettier editions, which I bought on Amazon. And book 4 I found in a little charity shop for like $2. But it doesn't fit with the others. So if I'm ever going to be reading the Wheel of Time series, I'm gonna just read 1, 2, and 3, and then I might order, if I like the series, I might order 4, 5, 6, and go on like that. So I'm gonna get rid of this edition, and maybe somewhere down the line I'm getting a new edition. But it's a sore in the eye looking at this next to the other 3. So I'm gonna get rid of it. Another book I'm gonna get rid of is one that has been very popular like years and years and years ago. And it's a duology or a series. I can't remember. But I'm not really interested. So I'm gonna get rid of And I Darken. This is also one that I bought on Marketplace because I wanted to fill my library and I thought it looked pretty, but I'm not really interested in picking this up. It's been on my shelves for like 3 years and I haven't even touched it. So it does really look pretty. It is, the cover is really pretty. So the only thing that could convince me to keep this on my shelves is the cover. But I don't think that's a good enough reason to keep it. So I'm gonna get rid of it. I have no idea what this is about, by the way. That's how far my interest has gone. I don't know what it's about. So I'm gonna take this out of my shelves and make some space for new things. Because I'm going to be filling my bookshelves with books that I actually want to read at some point in my life. And this isn't one of them. And the next book is going out the door for the exact same reason. And that is The Taker. by Alma Katsu, an immortal love story. I think this is about vampires. I also bought this on Marketplace, and I have no idea what it's about. I have no interest in picking this up. I've just glossed over it every time I saw it. Every time I stood in front of my shelves to pick something up, I was like, nope, nope, not you. So, this has to go. Sorry, it is really pretty. Like the cover, it's minimalistic and black. I like black covers, but the sprayed edges are pretty. But it has to go and make space for something new. So the taker is a goner. And the next one is a classic that I bought in the same charity shop as I bought the Wheel of Time book in. And that is The Catcher in the Rye. I'm not that well acquainted with my classics. I don't read classics. I'm Dutch, so the classics that are classics in America and England aren't that big in the Netherlands. Like, okay, we have them, but they're not pushed on you. Like, you don't read them in school for your degree or anything. So I haven't really read any classics, so I have no idea what this is about. Probably about a catcher in the rye, given the title. But it also has no synopsis, so I'm not sure how I'm supposed to figure it out. What this is about. It was 60 cents. I thought it was cheap. I was like, maybe at some point I'm gonna read classics. I never felt the urge to read a classic. Ever. So I'm gonna get rid of The Catcher in the Rye. I'm just not interested in. If there is a classic that I need to read, then let me know. Let me know what your favorite classic is anyway. Okay, so the next books, they're a set. And one of the reasons that I'm getting rid of them is because it's book 1 and 3. I don't have book 2 because book 2 was way more expensive than book 3. So I just got book 1 and 3. And I haven't had any reason or necessary need to read either book 1 or 3. I'm not gonna get book 2 because I don't really feel any interest in reading book 1. So I'm just gonna get rid of them. And those are Last Star Burning and Dead Moon Rising. This is about something apocalyptic, about a disease that is going through the kingdom, there is someone named Howl. That's fun. But it's about some disease and about a criminal trying to figure some stuff out. I don't know. I'm not gonna get into this at all. I think this is a bit Maze Runner-y. This is actually, the reason I bought book 1 was because I saw someone on TikTok promoting Lost Star Burning, and she hyped it up in a way that I really enjoyed, and then I ordered it and I found out that this isn't the Lost Star Burning she was talking about, because I read this synopsis after I got it. So I got the entire wrong book. And then I was like, maybe at some point I might read this, so order book 2 and 3. Book 2, fuck no, because that was like $50 for a paperback, and I was like, not gonna do that. Book 3 was cheaper, so I got that with the intent of getting book 2 at some point in life. I didn't ever get to getting book 2. And now I just have book 1 and 3 and no interest in reading both of them. So, read what you order before you actually order, because shit happens if you don't. This was a mistake on my end. I can recognize that. I'm okay with that. But I'm gonna get rid of them, because I'm not gonna read them anyways. The next book is one that I actually read, but I didn't enjoy it, so I'm getting rid of it. And that is Wilder Girls. I'm gonna get rid of Wilder Girls because I didn't enjoy this. I'm not gonna reread this. Why would I keep it? Maybe someone can enjoy this. That someone just isn't me. So I'm gonna just let them have it. I do have more books by Rory Power, and I am willing to give them a try. Despite the fact that I didn't like this. Because this might be different from his other books. So I'm gonna just give them a try. If I don't like them, I'm gonna get rid of them too. But Wilder Girls just wasn't for me. It's about a girl going to school, and that school is being infected by some strange disease. And so they have to go into quarantine on a deserted island. And shit happens. And it just wasn't my thing. So I'm gonna get rid of it. Because it's taking up space that I could use for other books. So I'm gonna get rid of it. It's that easy. So yeah, Wilder Girls is gone. The next book I'm gonna get rid of is Ico. Ico? I don't know how you pronounce it. This is a graphic novel. Yeah, it's a graphic novel by Marissa Meyer. It's part of the Lunar Chronicles series. I haven't read any of the Lunar Chronicles. I just have this because in the bookstore I was in, there was this sale where you bought for $20 you bought like a tote bag, a very cute tote bag, and you got 3 free books in there. So I bought it because I love the tote bag, and I was like, ooh, books, cool, great, love it. So I got it, and this was in there. I'm getting rid of this because this is in Dutch, and I don't read Dutch. I am Dutch, but I hate the language, so I refuse to read it. Like, the only Dutch books I have are my Dutch limited edition versions of books that I love, or some older books that are very nostalgic to me that I bought when I was like 6 or 7 and that I read back then, and I kept them all this time, and they moved with me from place to place, and so that's the reason I still keep those, because they're nostalgic, and I don't want to get rid of them because that's childhood memories you're getting rid of. I'm not gonna do that yet. I'm not ready for that yet. I'm not committing to that. But all the other books that I don't read because they're in Dutch, they can go. Especially these kinds of books. Apart from the limited editions. Because those are my babies and I collect those. Because they're pretty. Consumerism, you know? But I'm getting rid of this because it's in Dutch. I might have read this if it wasn't in Dutch. I might have bought the entire Lunar Chronicles just to read this. If I had to. If this was in English. But it's not. It's in Dutch. So it's going. Ico. Goodbye, Ico. And the next book was in the same tote bag as Ico. Eco. Whatever. And that is The Kids of Appetite. It's weird because The Kids of Appetite. I don't know if I'm just saying this in English. Maybe it's appetite. I don't know. I don't know what they're trying to say to me. I'm just gonna say Kids of Appetite. The Kids of Appetite is also a Dutch book, and I'm not interested in reading it because it's Dutch. I have no idea what this is about. I just know that this was in the tote bag, and it's in Dutch, and I'm not interested in reading it. I'm just reading one sentence, and I'm already like, no. No, I hate Dutch. I'm not doing this. Get it out of here. So The Kids of Appetite is going. Goodbye. Another book I'm getting rid of, also from the same tote bag, is Everless by Sarah Holland. This was very popular, I believe, like way back when, but it's in Dutch. So it's gotta go. This is translated to Dutch, which is funny because the author is Sarah Holland and we're in the Netherlands, which is also often called Holland. So that's kind of ironic. But Everless has to go. Okay, so the next books I'm gonna get rid of um, are part of a series. They're also in Dutch. You'd wonder why I have so many Dutch books for someone that doesn't read books. I'm gonna explain why I have these. But the books are The Iron King and The Iron Princess, which are also books that I can get my hands on for free. Well, I pay for a Kobo Plus, so it's not technically for free, but I can get my hands on these in English. So if I'm ever going to want to read them, which I might, these are ones that I might at some point pick up. That's not off the tables, but I'm getting rid of them because they're Dutch and I don't read them in Dutch. I can just get them in English. The Iron King and The Iron Princess. I got these for free, actually, both of them. Because when I was an intern at my job, I got this Christmas present. Mostly you get a box full of Christmas stuff and shit. We just get a code that we can change into gifts or a gift card or whatever. And I changed it into a gift card for a book website where I could order books. But I didn't know that the books that I could order were only Dutch books. And I wasn't going to let my gift card go to waste. So I saw these, and these intrigued me the most. So I got these, both of them, for free. But they're Dutch. So if I'm ever going to read them, which again isn't off the table, I'm gonna read them in English on my e-reader or on my iPad. And I'm gonna not read them in Dutch because I don't do Dutch. The Iron King and The Iron Princess gotta go. So we're to the last two books that I'm getting rid of. One of them is not read. One of them is half read, and I DNF'd it. But one book that I'm getting rid of is Queer Up, which is a guide, an uplifting guide to LGBTQ+ love, life, and mental health. I got this because it looks very colorful and fun. Like, this could be a lot of fun, and I could be very stupid to get rid of this, but I don't need all these kinds of things. Like, I don't need questionnaires. I don't need people's experiences. I don't need advice for allies. I don't need tips for coming out. So, yeah, Queer Up. It looks fun. I'm just not very interested in people telling me how to be queer. You know? I'll figure that out on myself. And the last book is the one that I started and didn't finish. And there is a very good reason that I'm getting rid of this. I actually shouldn't put this in a little library. I should probably burn this, because this is terrible and no one should read this. Ever. Ever. And that is Lolita. If you don't know what Lolita is, that's about a big old pervert named Humbert, who falls in love with a child, a 12-year-old child, and proceeds to not only start living with said child and her mother, he also gets into a relationship with this child's mother and eventually marries this child's mother so that he can be close to this 12-year-old. And eventually, spoilers by the way, eventually the mother dies and this fucking asshole proceeds to have a sexual relationship with this child while she is still like 13, 14 years old. He is disgusting. There is constant talk about how some young girls have this like ethereal look to them, how they're just so angelic and beautiful, and that there's some girls that aren't angelic and beautiful and ugly, basically, and that he only falls in love with the angelic, beautiful girls, and that the ugly ones can just go and fuck off. You can go and fuck off. You should be in prison. Fuck off. And he thinks, this Humbert, I like to call him asshole, he thinks that what he's doing is right. Because he's in love. He thinks he's doing the right thing because he's in love. This book is disgusting. Don't read this ever. Like, dude, that is a child. You're fucking a child. Don't do that. My guy. Get someone your own age. How difficult is that? You disgusting, filthy piece of shit. Anyways, I'm getting rid of it. I don't need this in my house any longer. Anyways, those are all the books I'm unhauling. I'm unhauling 15 books from my shelf, which isn't the biggest amount, but for someone who is basically a hoarder and loves to keep everything that's inside, 15 books is pretty good. I'm gonna leave it at that. That is the end of this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. I hope to see you next time. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for being here, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!